right, so if you're just now joining us, the sign-in sheet is in the chat, and you have a couple more minutes to go ahead and get that filled out. And if you haven't already muted your mic, if you could do that, please. Ms. Irving, did you have a question?
No.
No. Okay, just go ahead and mute your mic and then click on the link to sign in.
This one right here?
Yes. Thank you, Tanya. I will pick that up sometime soon. And all right, I'll put that link one more time for those of you just now showing up. And we are ready to get started. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is show you a couple websites for some of you that may be not sure if you're going to stick with CMS and might be moving out of the district. It may be a good idea to use an outside source other than Google, or use your personal Google to get started with a website. Just because if you use your domain from CMS, you won't be able to take your website with you. Once you leave our district, you won't have access to it anymore. So I have a question here. Do we have to fill out all the links or just the one for this training? No, just click the one for this training. So on the form, just fill out the one that you're doing today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm just going to show you a couple that I've built when I was going to school to get my degree. So sorry about that. I used this tab to all right, so this was a website that I built when I was going to school, and as you can see, it was a long time ago. That's my little boy who's now in high school. But this one's a little more customizable, so you can see I was able to put in a GIF, things like that. But just your basic website where you can put tabs in. It goes to different things like that. You can have things where you can answer questions on here. This is another one that I built for when I was teaching second grade. Something a little more simple. There's a home screen, something for the kids to go to, websites for them to click on, and something for the parents, just some helpful links. And of course, a way for them to contact when I was teaching at Desert Willow. And so is the contact information there. This one is one I've given, this is through a Google site. So this is something that we will be looking at, and this is what it looks like for you if you're going to be using Google Sites to build your website. And somebody put something in the chat. can't see the sites, you should be able to see them. Whoops, wrong button right here. Uh, Maybe try refreshing your screen. I did accidentally log out a little while ago, but you should be able to see my screen now. This is
I can see it.
okay. So this is just a website through Google Sites, and they are pretty customizable. You can put in the background, you can change the what you add here. And so this is what we're going to be looking at. How do we add slides? How do we add anything from Google? So that's where we're going to go today. So we're going to start with a new blank one. And you get to, I just go to my waffle, I go to Google Sites right here and start with a blank Google site. You can start with their templates, but we're just going to start with a blank site here. So as you can see, it's untitled, and we're just going to name this demo site, and you can title your page here. You don't have a whole lot of options as to like uh, the font that you use, but you can change what it looks like here. If you want just a smaller font, you can change that really tiny, but there's really not a whole lot to change in as far as the type of font that you use. So title goes here, whoops, and you can customize it as to where you want it. You can bold it. Let's highlight it. We can bold it. Things like that. You can even make it a link if you want it to do that. So there is that. If you want to change the background, you can add your own by uploading. So that will take you to your uh, pictures in your computer. Let's put a pretty little dragonfly back there. And then you can, or you can use the ones that they have available in here. So then it gives you a bunch of different options that they give you. You could also search for something, or if you have something in your Google Drive. So that part's easy. And then to add stuff to your your home page, you simply start adding it by clicking it, and it's ready to go. So you can add your text. You can change the color a little bit, not a whole lot again. You can add an image, but really you only have a couple options as far as the color goes. Right here you have this color and this color. So not a lot to change there. If you do want to add your own image, you can again upload it or select something that maybe that they have offered there. Um, this is added so that you can still read the text, and I'm just going to add something simple that you can kind of see what that looks like. And you may need to bold it so that it can still be legible. So that's how you add the text. If you want to add something like from your drive, you can also do that by simply clicking on your drive. If you have slides that you want to add to your page, so maybe something your students and you did together, you can also do that. I'm just going to go to my sample lesson. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to use the one of the
Anita, can you check the chat?
yes. Do I think it's better than Weebly? I It's easier to use than Weebly, um, just because everything I have is a lot uh, is a lot more accessible, I guess. Everything I've been using for the past several years, I guess, is in Google Drive already. My calendars in Google Drive, all my slides are in Google Drive. If I use Weebly, it is going to be from the ground up, but like I said, you have a lot more flexibility, but you do have to know a little bit more like with embedding things. And I don't know if you remember, if you're as old as I am and you remember MySpace and you're able to kind of customize using those HTML codes. And that's kind of how I got that little car that you saw driving. If I go back, let me see. I go back to this one. So you can put like cute little graphics in there, but you kind of have to know how to get that into the program. I had to program that into it. So it wasn't as easy, but I don't know if you could do that in Google's sites. I have not figured out a way to embed something like that into this. Like, I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can just use the embed code and put it in there, but I haven't tried it. So putting something like this, putting a set of slides into Google Sites though is really easy. And this has this like sweet little preview button, and you can quickly go back and forth to see what it looks like on the other side if you want to do that. So it looks nice. It's clean. I don't know. I like using different ones, but there was another. This one is free. It does have its logo on there, which is fine. I mean, I don't think it bothers me to see something on there like that. And if you want to sign up for it and use it, I've had this one for, like I said, several years, and I can still go in it and edit it if I wanted to. And they haven't tried to like charge me and say, hey, you've had this website for years, you need to pay up or anything like that. So it is nice. But like I said, with Google Sites, you have the options to use what you already have in everything in Google Drive. So finding images, you can take it right there from your drive. And like, let's say I did want to take my calendar from, and I could do that. So you can see I have several different calendars, and if I wanted to put my learning coach calendar on here, I could do that easily. And that's kind of what it would look like. You can see, but it's going to show my appointments. I really probably don't want that out there for everyone to see, because it will display that up on there for everybody. I'd have to go into my calendar settings and maybe change that so that not everyone can see the details on my calendar. You can also see that you can put different pages. So I go back up. And I want to insert a new page. I can add a new page and name it. Just put page. And then on this new page, I can change the background again, and I can change this. I can go back to I can change it to a heading, things like that, just like I could on the front. And we'll go back over here. Okay, you guys are doing good. Again, if you have any questions, just speak up because I can't see the chat and I don't really hear if there's a new chat in there. So let's see, where was I going with this? So to add new things to my new page. Let's see where. Okay. As you can see, you have all these different options. I can put charts in. I can put from Google Forms if I want to send that out to my students. It's going to bring up anything I have in Forms. So this is for later, but if I wanted to put in this form, my students will have that available in there. And if I want to put assignments in here from Google Docs, it's going to bring up all my Google Docs. It's pretty easy, pretty nice to use. You have everything from Google pretty much. You can put in buttons. I don't know if you've been to our CMS website, but everything in there is pretty much built using all of this, and we used all of that. I did hear something.
Anita, I'm sorry, I came in at just a little bit late. What is the purpose of all this? If you've got Google Classroom, what's the purpose of this?
So, kind of just additional resources that you can put instead of always have. I know a lot of teachers don't like that Google Classroom kind of gets bogged down with everything they have to put on there. So if you have resources that you want to have available for your students, or just announcements that you like to put up there, a lot of times teachers want to, be excited for something that students did, just cheer things that are going on in the classroom. You could use the website for that. You can kind of the exciting stuff and say, hey, check out our website, look at all the stuff that we've been doing. You can display work. You can, without having to use the Google Classroom for that. Like I said, all that stuff kind of just it becomes a lot in Google Classroom. Whereas in a website, you can have that, and then the parents can kind of use it kind of as additional, but not feel like it's um, more work. I guess it's like it's something fun. It's something they can go to, and it doesn't have to feel. I don't know. Like I showed earlier. I used this one as kind of a fun place for the kids to go to, and it had a lot of kids. My students loved it. So they had things for games, places to go for reading, for math. And if I put all of this into my Google Classroom, yeah, that's going to take up a lot of that space in the Google Classroom platform.
Okay, and how do they get to it?
So you could link it from the Google Classroom. You could just give that out to your parents through just this URL up here. So instead of giving them all these different links, you give them this one link and say, hey, check out our website. Like I said, you can just use it to display student work. You can use it to display announcements, or just good things that are going on throughout the town, throughout, hey, this weekend it's going to be, Halloween is coming up. I don't know if there's going to be trick-or-treating or not, but you can say, be safe out there, have a good time. Here's some safety tips, things like that. Use it as a community resource, something like that.
Hi, Anita. I had a question. This is Erin. Can we put student work or photos on this website, or are there legal or maybe even copyright issues that we would need to address first? Because it's just going out in the World Wide Web, right?
You can, there are settings on here so that only students with the Carlsbad School domain can access it. So it doesn't have to be public. Of course, so parents would have to use their students' login to access it. And then, of course, if your student signed the photo release at the beginning of the year, that should be okay. And then as long as you're not putting personal information, I don't see any problem with putting work as long as like the students' names are not on there, or maybe like put a little sticker on top of it, things like that. It should
Okay,
be
thank
okay.
you.
Our website has, let's see.
After you're done with what you're doing now, can you show us where to go and change the settings so that it's only for the CMS domain students?
Yes. So if you go to our website, there are pictures. Let's see, where's our schools? Just gonna pick one of the schools. It does have I don't know, kids pictures on there. So and these ones are out there for, you know, everyone to see. I think it should be okay. And when you go to publish them, it's right there. Who can view my site? Anyone at Carlsbad Municipal Schools. You can go to manage it, and here you can restrict it right here. So this right here, it should be right here. To make sure it says this one, anyone in this group can. We don't want them to edit, so yeah, just make sure it's on Carlsbad Municipal Schools right here. And that's where it is. This little setting, I wouldn't mess with anything in here. There's not a lot of stuff that you would want to mess with. We don't have anything to do with brand images, the viewer tools, analytics, or anything like this. Every now and then you might want an announcement banner, but really that's the only thing that you might want to use as far as in the settings tool. This one right here just tells you about your version history. This is the only button that you'll probably be messing with up here if you want to let others edit the site with you. So if you and a co-teacher are working on it together, this is where you would add somebody to edit the website. So there are themes. I haven't really gone over that part, but it's just really just colors. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of different font styles. There's very few to choose from, and that's about it. And let's see, these are kind of neat. There's different ways to use, let's go down here. So a collapsible text is where you can put in, let's say, a question, and right here would be your answer. And so when they click on that, you can see that it's going to put a question here and it's going to give you the answer down here. So that's what your collapsible text is. And what it looks like to them is, whoops, where did it go? There it is. So on their side, it just looks like this, and then they would click on that and it would show them the question and then the answer. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's taking a whole lot of room. Your buttons can go to different web. You can have them click to different parts. Your dividers, of course, are just going to put in a little line so that you can divide your website, make it a little bit neater. You can have image carousels, so then you can put in pictures. So like I said, if you want to put in different kids' work, I just have a bunch of pretty-ish pictures here. So let's see if this works. So then that's what that one looks like. And so we could kind of take a look what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it does. And so they'd be able to click through pictures. So if you decide to put in some student work or student photos, they would be able to click through the photos just like that. Let's see. Of course, we went over slides. So these ones come from your Google Slides. You can share your students' work. If they made some cute Google Slides, you can put in their Google Slides in here. You can add sheets, you can add forms, like I said. And there's different layouts. So if you want to add maybe student work and what they did, you can also do that. In the classroom, I think I have something here. Maybe it was this one. So this one's kind of what the layout would look like. So this was us working at ECEC and just a little description of what they were doing. That's kind of what this one is. So that's what those are. This is one of the kids' work, something that they did at Ocotillo. And so that is what those do. Any questions on how to insert any of the layouts with the embed tool? This one is if you want to embed, like I said, you can embed your calendar using this button that was down there, or you can use the embed code here and then insert it that way. Any questions so far on how to build the website? The collapsible text is pretty neat. Private, do we send invitations? Let's see. Thank you for posting the sign in. So go ahead and unmute if you want, or type in the chat box, or if you need to go back over something. All right, so no questions so far. There is a little undo button and you can redo something. You can put as many pages as you want to. So if you want to put in page 3, we can do that. There's this little advanced feature where if you want them to go on a certain path, do that. I'm just going to put that. So that would kind of get hidden in a way, and it.
Anita, is YouTube pretty straightforward on it?
YouTube, what do you mean? On
Putting YouTube into the page, is it pretty straightforward in it?
like putting a link to the YouTube?
Yes. Like,
Yeah, I would think so. We can try it.
nah, I'm just curious. That'd be something I would do on my page if I did something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's search YouTube and let's see. I don't know. I know a lot of the music is blocked, so let's just put learn, if I can spell learning. Learn. All right, so let's pick up that one. I didn't vet it yet, but yeah, here we go. There's, you can put some videos up. Looks pretty good. If you want 2 videos, and let's say that one, you want that one and another one. Let's say you want some history video up too. We want it right next to it. Yep. So is that a music video? I think that's a music video. So yeah, you pretty much
Yep, it's
do that.
pretty straightforward. Yeah, just drop and go.
Yeah, and size it, put it however you want it, and there you go. Here, put your nice little background if you want to. Put some, let's see. How about this one right here? There we go. Looks nice.
Yeah, yeah, just drop and go. It's nice.
Yeah.
So much easier than embedding them years ago.
Right. It really is. I said the Weebly was pretty fun when I was using it a few years back, but this one is really simple and easy to use and get it set up and going. And if you, I said, if you want to look at it every step of the way, like, oh yeah, that looks good. That's exactly what I want. You have the ability to do that. This little button down here shows you what it looks like on a phone. This one shows you what it looks like on a tablet, and this is what it looks like on a laptop or computer. So pretty nice. Let's see. If you don't like something, you can use, oh, I don't want it anymore, and there it goes. It's like, wait, no, I do want it. Put it back. Oh, undo that one. So there's that one. Any other questions or how to add anything else?
Anita, I have a question about the invitations. Does it need to be invited? Is it public? Can it be? And then even more so, could I attach it to the school website so more parents have accessibility? I'm a counselor at the high school, so just curious.
Oh, so we'd probably have to get approval to add it to the CMS website, but possibly. I don't see an issue with it, but that would not be up to me. And yeah, like I said, just going here, and then once I say publish, it's published. So then
Who sees it at that point when it's published?
so right now, anyone who has this link, so yeah. Just about anybody. Oops, I'm gonna go back.
And can you get a better link for it, or is it, what is, because right now the link I see is a whole long string. Is there, can you like do a shorter version, or?
So there, I'm gonna unpublish this. There are, but we, let me see if I can explain this right.
Oh, okay, that's got the demo. I see. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad then.
So that's, let me explain. So if you want your own domain, like we can't, you would have to, I guess, get it on your own because it is under the schools. It has to be this whole long.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was looking up at the one in the bar, and that one is long and nasty, but the demo is fine. It calls by schools, the demo is fine.
No, yeah, no, that's yeah, this is right here. This is what it would go out, and I could just send this right here to whoever I want to send it to. So this is what the name would be, but if you want it to not have like this domain here, you would have to do your own. Is that what you were asking?
I was seeing that. I was looking up. Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're looking at the
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
URL, how it's okay.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a little unwieldy. The demo, that one is there is fine. But
Okay.
yeah,
No, so like even this one right here that I've sent out to teachers, the only thing I had to send to them was like carlsbadschools.net digitally yours. This is just because it's that right here. Yeah, so all they would have to know is like this part up to here. And it's long, but it's not horribly long, I guess.
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So you've published it, and in order for, let's say, a parent to find it, you can put it in Google Classroom. Where would you put that, in your stream or on the banner part of your stream?
Yeah, I would probably put it in the stream or in that, let's see, under classwork, but as material. And just put it right here. Say new website, put it in the description, and then post it right there. And then it would post right up here on top. I could probably put it as a topic and just I could just put material, things like that, and just the way I would have that organized. Let's see.
Okay, and one other question. You said that earlier that anybody could find it, so somebody could go out and on the internet and do a search and find it and then go look at it?
Not if it's the way, not if it's only for Carlsbad.
Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right. So any questions on how to use these tools, how to add pages, layouts? I kind of went over most of these. The table of contents, anything you put here is pretty neat. So it'll kind of organize your stuff for you. And if they click any of these, it'll take you down to the section that you have that. I think we have that in our main website. Let me show you that part. Let's see. So yeah, so this is like the table of contents, what it looks like. So if I click it, it's going to take me to, whoops, not that one. It's going to take me to, where'd it go? This one doesn't have a table of contents. I lied. Sorry. One of them does. Let me see. It's the parent student one. There it is. Table of contents, and then it'll take me to that section. Go back up. Take me to that section. Knew one of them had it. So that's how the table of contents works. If you use that one, and so I showed you how that one works. I've never used placeholder, so I don't know how that one works, to be honest. Let's see. I don't know what it's for. Does anyone know what it's for? It looks like it just adds something in there. I don't know. There's a picture of me. You could use me as a placeholder.
I think it's there if you want to put stuff in a certain place, but you like it keeps pushing it over, so you can put a placeholder to put something in the exact right spot on the page.
So maybe just to hold it for now. Like I
Right,
know I'm not gonna
right.
like actually use it. Okay.
Right, but like if you want like your video right in the middle of the page and it won't line up properly, you can put a placeholder in to like hold everything else. You know what I mean?
Alrighty. Okay. Thank you. So I've never had to use that, but thanks. That's maybe what that one's for. And Mr. Pena, thank you for bringing up YouTube, because now we can see how easy that one is to put in YouTube videos. And charts is just from Sheets. So if you have any charts in Google Sheets, you can put those in. We saw how Forms is used, and that's all the tools that are in here. We didn't look at maps, but if you want to put in a Google map, you can certainly put in an area from Google Maps, especially if you're a history teacher or anything like that. So that's all I have for building a Google site. Unless you
Anita,
have
did we go over button?
a little bit. Button is, you can name your button. So I'm just gonna name it button, and you can put in a link. So let's say I'm just gonna grab this link for now, and I'll go back here, and I'll put in this link. And so this button will now go to that link, or you can have it go to another page in your website. So if I look at what that looks like, it's going to go to this website.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that's what your button does. So it's really just either to go to a link or go to another page within your website. So if I want to edit that, I can edit it. And see, I can have it go back to home if I want to. And I think that's all the buttons, all of the options here. All right. And I'll go back here and look in the chat. All right, any other questions? There's a lot of info in a little bit of time. And so, but it's really that easy. Like, I don't know how many have ever built a website, but it's like I said in the description, if you've never used Google Sites before, or if you've ever built a website, it's never been easier than using Google Sites, because I've used some, and this one has probably been the easiest platform to use. All right, if there aren't any other questions, I want to thank you for joining me today. Yeah. And again, I have a session this afternoon over Google Tour Builder, and I hope to see you all this afternoon. Thank you, guys.